What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So I decided to do a follow-up video to this because we are at that mark where usually this information that we don't have yet for Gotham Knights has been released for other video games. And this is the PC specs for Gotham Knights in terms of wanting to play it on PC. Now, something is very interesting about this. A lot of video games have different times in which they showcase stuff like this. In some cases, depending on the developer, it's done very early. In some cases, it's done usually late, about a month before the game comes out. Now, it's possible that a few minutes after I upload this video, the developers of Warner Bros. Games Montreal may have had a plan that's in the background that they go ahead and, get out to everyone, and then you are going to have these PC requirements. So I'm not surprised, neither am I going to be, deterred by not thinking that this is not going to happen. Now, I've gone ahead and I've started doing some checking as well. I'm quite curious on even the Steam store and the Epic Games store, and I haven't seen anything to this effect. So here on Steam, when I look at Gotham Knights page, I do not have any of the system requirements. And at the same time, when we look at the Epic Games store, the system requirements is not as well available. Now, I've also been preparing as well, so I'm not doing this. Neither am I just waiting for them to get their PC requirements. I've been taking my time to see here and there where there are areas of my build that I can maybe improve if it's necessary, or maybe, tweak a few things here and there so that I can actually, play the game at the quality or any quality they bring it out in. I can at least not have any excuse to say, oh, the performance is not the best. I think at this rate and at this stage, it'll be nice for us to get to see what's going on. Now, regarding the console version and the console gameplay, we got to see some of the PS5 gameplay here with the IGN first, in quote, 16 minutes, even though people dispute that first 16 minutes as being actually the first 16 minutes. And I think it's actually pretty interesting to, go ahead and say, okay, we seem to have a working PlayStation 5 version that seems as smooth and as optimized as they probably had it at that time. Maybe they've done some optimizations along the line as the game went gold, or probably are still working on some more optimizations. Now, here are my guesses, or here's my guess. The reason I made this video today, the 21st, basically a month out from the game, is because we were waiting for this 21st date as a month before, but I think this is probably going to be something that they use to leverage their marketing. I remember there was a little poster somewhere that said something about, the ray tracing, whatever functionality from some company or something regarding that with Gotham Knights, if I'm not mistaken. And I think this is something that I thought to myself, well, this is a marketing, opportunity for them. They'll probably go ahead and do something like they did with Marvel Spider-Man, where they did a dedicated NVIDIA, functionality thing with them. Also, by the time Gotham Knights comes out, one of the other things that needs to be taken into consideration is the RTX 40 series have just been unveiled as well. And it comes out on the 15th of October. So 6 days before Gotham Knights is released, it's already a thing. So I wonder, and this is just my thinking, if they're not trying to, go ahead and somewhat converge in terms of their own release. What in the world is going on? Like, they're trying to maybe converge and see if they can leverage RTX, if they can go ahead and leverage some of the, the new functionality that's there for their game. If you guys notice, the RTX 40 series actually featured on that main stage, and the moment they were revealing it, they used Cyberpunk 2077. Now, many of us know that game probably is now at this point something that's in the past in regard to how the game was released and so on and so forth. So perhaps maybe a newer game that could take advantage of it is, one like Gotham Knights. And so this is possibly the game that should be, in the forefront of this. And so this is what's bringing a little bit of concern for some of our audience members. In fact, one of my audience members actually mentioned this again to me and said, hey, bro, we're getting to the 1 month mark and we don't really have anything regarding this. So I'll throw out two guesses. Guess number one, they probably want to make a marketing theme out of this. They want to go ahead and say, okay, man, here's how our game is going to run with the new, technology that's actually coming out from NVIDIA with the 40 series. There's DLSS 3 and all of the above. We don't know if their game is going to be supporting it. We don't know how they're going to actually, pull that off. It could also be that, they're just in a position where they're going to drop these PC requirements much closer to the game. I can't speak for every studio with the 1 month mark nonetheless, but I have seen some other studios. Now, here's also another video game as well that, I would say is coming out after Gotham Knights, was supposed to be coming out after Gotham Knights a while ago, but as they don't have their system requirements as well. Now, granted, that game is far out in terms of its own release, and that's Marvel Midnight Suns. There are no PC requirements for the game. Another game too that if you really wanted to kind of call into question is the other video game that's coming out pretty soon called Evil West. And I'm going through these on my Steam library, by the way. If you want to see them, here they are. Let's go ahead and start, so I can just basically give you a visual of what's going on. This is also a game on the Unreal Engine 4. It comes out November 22nd, and we don't have any PC requirements yet at all. These are games that I'm looking forward to, by the way, so I'm just putting them out there. Hogwarts Legacy, I think, already has its PC requirements. If I'm not mistaken, yes, it does have PC requirements, and it has a release date that is actually further down the road, but at this time they seem to have already been ahead of the game in a sense, and they're ready to let you know what it is your PC is going to support. If you were looking at, say, another game like Uncharted 4, let me go ahead and show you that one too. That one has its PC requirement. Oh, sorry, I said Uncharted 4. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, that game also has its PC requirements, but it releases about a few days before Gotham Knights comes out. So if you go down to its page and you hit show more, I think just all the way down here, you're going to see its specifications for people who want to run it on PC. So this is a cause for concern for some other people. I think it's a cause of concern for me as well, because I really would like to see something of this nature get, addressed, and for the developers to come out with, something that, in my opinion, what I think is critical information for those of us who are looking forward to playing the game on PC, which is a very huge number of potential customers. I'm not saying it's a huge number of people who are playing it. I'm just saying there's a huge potential number of customers. If they can optimize the game to really take a more general, set of machines, it will really be to their best interest. But we'll see, like I said, a few hours after this, maybe that they go ahead and release some trailer, and then this video is basically rendered invalid in terms of the concern. But I wanted to go ahead and put this out here as a marker so that we can start taking a look at this. And that's pretty much it. So thanks so much for watching the video. I really appreciate your time and audience. Let me know what platform you're playing on, by the way. Tell me in the comment section. I'll be very interested in looking at that.